Perfect. All right, and we're off.
There we go. So I think this is also one of the few full European matches. I'm not 100% sure about Wheat, but
I think Weed is. I think Weed's German.
yeah, he's German or Dutch. I thought Steppehaan is 100% sure Dutch. I'm not
Steppen
sure
is
about
Dutch. Yeah. I remember because that was a an issue in our matchup when him and I were racing against Gunner in that one. Gunner and I are we're both based in America, pretty similar time zones here. Definitely difficult to schedule a match, especially when you got that big time difference.
Yeah, of course. So we see. I thought all three picked up the PC potion. You don't really use it in any percent attempts, but there is a slight chance that the Bulbasaur kills you, and if that happens, yeah, that just sucks. So
Yeah, that's absolutely terrible luck. I definitely, I think that PC potion, but I mean, also you could make an argument for getting tree potion later on. It's a little bit riskier, but I think it definitely still works.
So yeah, both all three runners, of course, picking the Squirtle for reasons. Yeah, not only just for Brock. So we're going to start off the rival battle. It's actually fun that the first battle of the run already can decide if you start a minute ahead or a minute behind somebody else, just because this battle can end up during 3 or 4 turns, or it can take like 11 or 12.
Yeah,
So we're going to see what happens.
I would definitely have to say the most rage quits that I typically do when I'm doing runs on stream, most of them happen in rival fight.
Alright, we see the growl on Steppa and on
Steppa's
Weeds.
get a lot of growls. Teppich has got nothing but tackles though, so this is definitely going to be pretty interesting. Teppich and Weed are kind of neck and neck here. Looks like steppehaan finally got a tackle there.
I think. Oh, luckily enough, he got the crit because I think he's already at -3.
Yep.
So it's going to be interesting. So we see Teppich finishing up first, and Weed following very close after. And there also Steppehaan takes him out.
All right. Now, I didn't see the flash there, but I believe that steppehaan Squirtle has 12 special, so we may be able to pick up some time on that. Teppich and Weed, of course, doing the skip there, so we don't see what the stats of the Squirtle are, and we aren't going to know whether that Squirtle was 11 or 12 special until we get to Brock.
Weed and Teppich both getting their first encounter. All level 3s. And so the Steppa. And they're going to... Steppa decides to run. Probably because it's really early on and you preferably have a level 2 because it takes less time to defeat. But you need this XP to get the level on Onyx, if I remember correctly.
Correct, yes. In order to get the level on Onyx... Now, you typically want to see a rat here a little bit more because that has the chance to tail whip, which you won't take any damage. You can maybe save a little bit of time here with some luck because you won't have to wind up maybe using a potion or potioning after bug catcher or something like that. So a rat is always a little bit nicer, but level 2 will go down a bit quicker.
Yeah, so all trainers have now defeated their Pokemon and they are making their way down back to Pallet Town. And from now on, it's probably just going to be a rush for the Mart to get the Nidoran and the Pokeballs, of course, to catch Nidoran.
Yep, it's definitely going to be interesting to see everybody's Nidoran stats here. I would definitely expect to see all 3 at least attempt to YOLO ball it here. I think all 3 of them should nail it.
Yeah, the stats are going to be the same, of course, for every Nido, because I assume they are all doing the FF manip. So.
Yep. Sorry, I meant strats.
Yeah, I was like, what the stats? Okay.
No, you do the manip, so it has the same stats.
Yeah, except someone goes for FFB. I think. The one with slightly worse defense.
Yeah, it could be interesting here. We'll have to see. I mean, we're gonna see DerTeppich do it first. Maybe, I don't know. He could get terrible Route 1 encounters.
Yeah, let's not jinx it for now.
I know. Yeah, let's not. Ooh. It's that last patch of grass that's always so tense. Alright, looks like Teppich got hit in that second to last patch there. So did Weed. Let's see. Oh man, steppehaan got nailed in that last patch, man. That always feels so bad.
But all of them are getting back into Viridian on a decent pace, like 605 is the last one with Steppa. So we're going to see really early Nidorans here, unless of course IGT happens, but let's hope that's not going to happen.
Let's hope. Okay, we've got DerTeppich is going to go, looks like with the 7A press method here. Looks like that's what Weed's going to do as well.
And Stephanie's going to do the long one.
He's going to do the longer. It's a little bit longer, but a little bit safer. There's only really one A press there, and it's definitely I think a little bit easier to pull off just because the fewer A presses. And Teppich nails it. That's good. That was really good. And Weed gets it.
Let's see the YOLO balls here.
Let's see. And Teppich gets the YOLO ball. Awesome. And Weed is going to miss the YOLO ball.
Oh, that's a shame. Hopefully
that
he didn't get IGD'd and he just messed up a bit.
Now, if steppehaan can nail the YOLO ball here, he could definitely make up quite a bit of time.
Meanwhile, Teppich picking up another safety potion.
Okay.
Which is probably going to get used at Weedle guy, which is the next fight coming up. And Steppe also gets his Nidoran.
Nice. That was a good YOLO ball there. steppehaan, nice. That was really good. I mean, he definitely went for the one that was a little bit safer there.
And there we go.
Oh,
getting NPC trolled.
Blocked by Coffee Guy. All right. We got Weed moving out onto the next route here.
Oh, Teppich gets last minute encounter.
That is, yeah. That's not ideal. That's not what you want to see there. Okay, interesting. Teppich is going to go for all 3 potions there. And oh man, steppehaan just gets the worst
encounter.
Possible encounter.
So let's talk about Widow fight here. So you're going to see all runners do the tail whips, and then they're just going to try and get tackle as much as possible. You want to see string shot here, of course, because you don't want to get poisoned. Because Poison Sting, of course, has the odds of poisoning, and I think those odds are like 95%, so you really want to see string shot here.
Yeah, it's very rare to see a fight here where you don't get poisoned. All right, it looks like, yeah, Teppich's lead is kind of getting a little bit. They're definitely, the separation is not what it was when we started the race. That is for sure.
So nobody getting the Pikachu.
All right, now depending on the special stats of these Squirtles, we're either going to get a 2 or a 3 hit KO on Brock's Pokemon, and that I mean it's just a luck thing. But with as tight as this race is, everything's going to play a factor, even luck.
Yeah, in most of red races, luck is the biggest factor. Teppich and Steppehaan are both tight right now, but Teppich already did his shopping, which is basically just spending all your money on potions.
Interesting. Teppich's going to go for a little bit of a safety strat here. We're going to do the pre-Brock save.
Did
now,
Steppehaan save? I didn't see it.
He did not save. I didn't see a save there. I think it's because Steppehaan has the 12 special Squirtle, though, and we don't know what Teppich has.
Yeah, that's probably going to matter.
Now, the reason that we've made such a big deal about 12 special Squirtle, and he does have it, the reason that we make such a big deal about it is if at level 6 your Squirtle has 11 special, there is a pretty decent chance he won't be able to 2-hit KO Brock's Pokemon, just like we're seeing with Teppich right now. However, when he hits level 6, if he has 12 special, you are guaranteed a 2-hit KO on all of Brock's Pokemon. And Steppehaan's definitely switching into a pretty ideal situation here. Screech into Bide.
Yeah, that's an easy win for Steppehaan.
That is, yep. Oh, and looks like DerTeppich also gets a pretty ideal situation there. Let's see about Weed.
Oh, DerTeppich doesn't have the good special, so he has the 3-hit.
That's definitely, and then it was a really... Oh, no!
Ooh, that bite.
Oh, man. That horrible, horrible Bide luck.
Yeah. Weed also gets the 2-hit on the Onix, so he's also going to finish. So both runners are going to make their way to Route 3, and DerTeppich is going to follow them real soon, I guess.
Yep. He'll be right behind. He's definitely we're gonna clean up Brock here and then kind of move along. Now keep in mind, Teppich may seem like he's way ahead, but he shopped before he got to Brock. So that's going to matter just a little bit in terms of time. So it looks like he's drastically behind. He's really not as behind as he would seem.
He did get crit by the Geodude, so he's going to have to waste a potion really early on here.
Now this is definitely we'll have to see if Steppehaan and Weed, they're pretty much neck and neck. We're gonna have to see, who gets range, who doesn't get range. It looks like Steppehaan's gonna get the range. It looks like Weed is not gonna get the range there.
Yeah, the interesting part about Route 3 right now is to... Oh, I thought Teppich got crit for a second there.
I did too. I held my breath there for a minute. See, there he got crit.
And there he goes.
Whew.
So yeah, if we talk a little bit about Route 3, the main goal, Route 3 is just a route full of trainers where you defeat like practically all of them except one. And the main goal here is just to save them up enough horn attacks to finish Mount Moon without having to center before it.
Yeah, because if you don't need to center before Mount Moon, it opens up the significantly better Route 3 manipulation, as opposed to doing the Full Moon manipulation, which has 11 bazillion A presses, and it's kind of wild. The nice thing about the Route 3 manipulation is that the button presses, I would say, are in significantly more intuitive spots than they are on the Full Moon route. All right, now let's take a look at Shorts Kid here, because Shorts Kid is definitely one of those early game run killers. And it really has to do with his Rattata having that tail whip. You can have that, and then also Ekans has Wrap. As everybody knows, Wrap is the most absolutely ridiculous Gen 1 move ever created. And when it comes to speedrunning, it will just absolutely kill your run. There are a couple Pokemon in the whole run. I think there's only 2 that you can potentially get wrapped by, and this is one of them.
Steppa got no wrap fight, so really fast fight.
Really good, really good. And let's see what happens with Weed. Perfect. Nice, he's going to get the Poison Sting, and then Nidoran outspeeds, obviously, so there's not going to be a second chance for the wrap.
So yeah, to save up the horn attacks, like you can see sometimes if it's a range for tackle, if it's better to use tackle to go for the kill, runners are going to opt to do that, just so they can save more horn attacks for the rocket fight later.
Yeah, the rocket fight, generally you want bare minimum 3 horn attacks. More is better, 4 horn attacks is good, and 5 or more is awesome. Just because the combination of the Rattata and the Zubat in that fight, you can get Tail Whip by the Rattata, and then you can get Leech Life by the Zubat, and for some crazy reason in Gen 1, bug moves are super effective against poison. I don't know.
So here we see Steppa going for the very last trainer.
Now this is definitely, this last trainer, it's really nice to get some crits on this guy, especially on this Metapod, because in Gen 1, when you score a crit, it's going to ignore stat changes. So what that means is that is going to ignore the fact that his Metapod is just spammed Harden repeatedly.
So I see there are some bets going on in chat right now about how many Jigglypuffs we're going to see on when the guys are going for their flyer. So I see 1 puff to 2 puff, so I hope it's 0 puff, that's my bet. So they're all going to
I
take their
hope
bird
it's
first
0
try.
puff. I think, though, my prediction is, and I gotta call it now, I think we're going to see at least 1 puff. I don't want to see it, but I think we're going to see it. We'll see here, though. Steppehaan's going to be the first one here to go into the grass. Let's see what happens. Nice, he'll get the Spearow. Now, the Spearow is a pretty good Pokemon to catch here, too. Because if for whatever reason you totally screw up your Mount Moon manipulation, and you totally screw up the backup Paris manipulation, you can at least trade Spearow in Vermilion City for that Farfetch'd. And that way you don't have to catch Oddish, which is ridiculous. Catching Oddish is terrible.
So meanwhile, Teppich is getting a tiny bit bodied by the youngster. He got the tackle miss and got hit into potion, so he needed to take some time to heal.
Weed also gets the Spearow here.
And meanwhile, Steppen is going to start up his Route 3 to Moon Manip, I think. Yeah, he's starting grass, okay. So Steppen is going to be the first one to enter Mount Moon on sub 20 pace, so very nice.
That's definitely a sub 20 is really what you're looking for when you're getting into Mount Moon there. All right, Weed is starting his manipulation. See, he's opting for the cheater palette there.
Yeah, the cheater palette is going to come into play later in Rock Tunnel.
Or did he just go for light brown? Sometimes it's so hard to tell these palettes apart in Gen 1.
And DerTeppich gets the PG, so...
Perfect. That's 0 Jigglypuffs. That's what we want to see.
So the runners are doing Mount Moominip right now. What that basically means is they're going to pick up a lot of items, get 0 encounters all the way up to the last floor, where they manip a Paras, which they YOLO ball, so they have a cut and dig friend for the remainder of the race.
I do. I love. I don't know who coined the phrase "dig friend," but that is my favorite phraseology that has come out of Gen 1 speedrunning ever.
I have basically no idea who started with it, but apparently using the word slave is considered mean. I don't know.
I don't know. I just dig friend. I mean, he's your friend. Because in Gen 1, dig is great. And it seems, it's really weird. It seems almost arbitrary where you can and can't dig in Gen 1, just as a side note. In some buildings you can dig, in other buildings you can't dig. It's kind of weird.
I think... I wasn't paying attention, but I think steppehaan messed up and is going for the backup manip right now. So that means SLweed is going to jump into the lead. Yeah, backup manip. That's what I thought.
This is definitely just the first, I mean, almost 20-something minutes here. It's definitely been, there's been so many lead changes. It's been exciting to watch, for sure.
And steppehaan got the Zubat as well, so he needs to restart again.
Which is, I mean, that's unfortunate, but it's not the end of the world. Weed absolutely nails that manip, man. That's looking good. Now let's see if he can get that YOLO ball. All right, here we go. Nice.
And he gets it farewell.
All right, we definitely want to kind of play it safe a little bit here. We're going to save before that rocket.
Yeah, that rocket is just a complete ass. He has destroyed many tourney races already, so...
Oh, yeah. He absolutely nailed Gunner in the round that I played against. We had to... I think Gunner didn't save before the rocket. I think he wound up all the way back on Route 3.
Yeah, that's correct, I think. So Weed only had 3 horn attacks, so he has 1 left for the Zubat and he's going to need to tackle.
Which is, this could get... Ooh. Now that's what you don't want to see. You don't want to see that supersonic hit.
Yeah, that's a shame, because the other move is Leech Life, which is of course super effective. So you might then end up trying to out-heal the Zubat.
Which, ooh, yay, that's... Okay, yep, Weed is gonna choose to reset here.
Yeah, I can't blame him for that.
Yeah, that was pretty crazy.
Oh, steppehaan got crits by quick attack from the Rattata.
That could get interesting then. So now we're all back neck and neck again.
Yeah, all 3 trainers on the same fight again. Oh, steppehaan gets hit by Supersonic as well.
Oh, and he's gonna get hit by himself in confusion. Oh, and he's gonna have to reset here.
So,
wow, this
also reset for steppehaan.
This is, yeah. Now let's see here. This could be... I mean, DerTeppich might have to as well. That we're definitely on pretty low health here.
And actually, steppehaan having to reset puts DerTeppich back into the lead, but he also gets hit by the Supersonic, so...
Let's see here. This is gonna be tight.
It looks like Weed is pulling through though.
Oh, and DerTeppich got that crit. There we go. DerTeppich is gonna take the lead back firmly again. And then we're just gonna get a terrible Geodude encounter right in front of Super Nerd.
So here we're going to see a bit of menuing. First of all, they are going to Rare Candy their Nidoran to Nidorino. And then they're going to teach some moves. It's actually quite an interesting menuing, because there is an escape rope between the items you need to use. So, or are they using new strats? I don't really know. Yeah, no, between TM12, which is Water Gun, and TM01, which is Mega Punch, you have an escape rope, and some runners actually manage to escape rope out during this menu, which is kinda bad.
Wow, and Weed and Teppich are basically tied at this point.
Yeah, back in sync. Very nice.
It's very satisfying.
Steppehaan is like right behind him.
Yeah. This has been, I definitely have to say, I've already gotten my money's worth. This has been a very tight race. All three of these racers are just absolutely fantastic. So it's been fun to watch. All right, it looks like in the chat we've got the over/under on Nugget Bridge stand attacks at 1.5.
So is that 1.5 on average, or?
Oh no! Is it going to be more than 1.5 or less than 1.5 stand attacks?
I think more.
Yeah, definitely.
I hope less, but
I mean, stand attack is just so bad. You know, just because it can really screw up your whole instant text thing. It's tough. All right, Teppich has.
Weed also got his Mega Punch disabled, so that forced him to take out the Voltorb with Poison Sting.
Which is definitely not what you want there.
Yeah, that makes it a 1-hit to 3-hit, so it's really not that good.
Alright, it looks like Teppich is gonna hit one last encounter before we go out. Well, I literally was about to say Weed could retake the lead here, but he gets an encounter of his own. Everybody in the chat's talking about how I have a voice for radio. Listen, you know, my mom always told me I had a face for radio too.
Oh, that's brutal. Wait. I wasn't actually paying attention in chat, so...
I'm kind of flipping back and forth here. Chat's always kind of fun to read.
So all runners are now taking a heal in the Cerulean Center just to replenish their PP, and they are going to pick up by far the best feature in the game called Instant Text. So Instant Text is actually really interesting. It has to do with a flag that doesn't get reset. It basically makes all text instant, like you're probably going to see in a bit when they talk to Rival. So actually the text doesn't take any more frames to load in.
It's it's definitely, and instant text has been, over the history of Pokemon Red and Blue glitchless speedrunning, has been a little bit controversial. It was banned for a while because it was seen as a glitch, and then it was more recently unbanned. All right,
so, yeah.
let's see that sand attack.
I hope not. I want to see Gust. I want to see Gust.
Oh no!
And there goes the first sand attack.
Sand attack.
Okay.
One sand attack isn't the end of the world.
You definitely jinxed him.
I definitely did. Teppich, I'm so sorry.
And we get first quick attack crit though on Weed.
And it looks like Weed's gonna make it unscathed.
Oh, and we got sand attack fail for Steppa, so he also gets out. Free here.
And we're gonna see. This is definitely gonna be interesting. I feel like, you know, getting hit by one sand attack is just the most infuriating thing in the world. All right.
I think after all, Teppich only missed one move, so that's quite nice. Only the horn attack on the Boba.
That's not too bad. I mean, you know, if you take into account, you know, the fact that I mean, Mega Punch has that chance to miss already, and then you can just kind of make it a little bit worse when you throw that sand attack in there.
So now our runners are just going to make their way up Nugget Bridge. Actually, interesting about instant text is that you lose it as soon as you menu out. So when you try to heal, for example, or when you try to switch out Pokemon because you get confused or something like that, you lose instant text. So you're going to see the runners hope here that they don't get hit a lot because there is a Mankey up the bridge which will always get a hit off, and if it uses its Karate Chop, it crits and it can do up to 15 damage, so...
Yeah, that Mankey is literally the worst. I have lost several runs to that Mankey.
So the next thing, it's over-under about how many times people are going to have to go back for instant text, and it's 0.5, and I see almost everybody say over, so...
Over, okay.
Chat is salty today.
Yeah, chat is full of salt. I mean, kudos to you guys, but that's a lot of salt. All right, steppehaan will get that crit on that Nidoran, and it looks like him and Weed are pretty much synced up again.
Yeah, exactly. This is the PSR community at its finest. You're right, Quanlu.
Okay. All right. So that was a little tense for Weed there for just a moment.
We got the rat miss, which is very nice because that Ekans is kind of an asshole. So been there, done that.
Whew. And you're just sitting like all you could do is sit there and angrily spam the A button. And even with the animations turned off, still the animation for Rap is just long as hell too.
And can take up to 5 turns, and nobody likes to see that.
Alright, looks like Weed's kind of jumped out to a little bit of an advantage here. Not much. DerTeppich, though, he's roasted his way through that Mankey. That is an awesome crit
gets
right
the
there.
crits. Crit mattered. So didn't get red bar though, so
it's a mixed bag then. Okay, let's see here.
Ooh.
Oh, got the crit. There we go.
And gets the crit, of course. And there we see also steppehaan down, taking them out. So only DerTeppich not on red bar right now, but he's still blazing through the game right now.
He's looking sharp. steppehaan and Weed were synced up. Weed healed here though, and we lost instant text. But I mean, he was at 2 HP, so I mean, you gotta play it a little bit safe.
It's a bit risky at 2 HP, yeah. So yeah, chat was right. It's over 0.5. I don't really know if Weed actually is going to go back, because I'm not really sure if it still matters time-wise, if it's still worth it to go back for instant text. Because of course, after build, all runners need to go back for it.
Yeah. Now you mentioned going into the menu will end instant text. The other thing that will end instant text is anytime the player has displayed a yes/no option. Like with the encounter on Bill, you actually lose instant text though. On this particular, if they're all going to go for the same strat here, you're actually going to lose instant text when you're asked if you want to learn Thrash.
So let's switch back to DerTeppich. So yeah, actually, we didn't get attacked during that game, so we actually didn't have to heal because. But yeah, YOLOing that would just be asking for problems.
All right. Now the other thing that can be a little bit tricky here, and I know this is one place that some runners can make a little bit of a mental mistake, is on this hiker. I know there's been several times, and I've seen some other streamers do it, where you just get so used to smashing water gun on this guy that you accidentally smash water gun on the Machop. And then you also have the chance to not catch range on the Machop or. Okay, let's see.
Oh, Teppich didn't get the range on the Machop.
But he went for a horn attack there. I think it's because he's low on Mega Punch. He may also be attempting to save a Mega Punch for 4-turn Thrash Girl right before Rock Tunnel.
Oh yeah, that's also a possibility.
Yeah, I always like to kind of save one Mega Punch, just in case, because I don't really like to, just kind of pray for a 4-turn Thrash. Okay, we're gonna get Thrash here, and that is gonna be a huge tool in your arsenal. Thrash is just insanely overpowered for this next chunk of the game.
So now Teppich is going to free bill from whatever Pokemon he fused into.
And we don't know which Pokemon it is. It's Gen 1. The sprites are so generic. Now we're going to see another bit of menuing here. Basically, all we're going to do is we're just going to level up our Nidoking to level 24. That way, once we kill Staryu, we're going to be level 25. Oh, interesting. Okay, Teppich is going to choose to use the center instead of just potioning up there, and he's going to go back and get instant text. That's. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Interesting to see is that also Weed actually got very similar battles compared to Steppa, but because he was out of instant text and red bar for a good chunk, Step is actually a bit ahead right now. So now the runners are going to make their way up to Dick Rocket. Why do you call it Dick Rocket? Because yeah, he gives you Dick. And this gives you the little bit extra XP you need to take on the Starmie in a bit more consistent way.
Yeah, because at level 25, the big breakpoint for us is going to be level 25. That's going to be the level that we outspeed Misty's Starmie. So that's definitely going to be very, very important. And Tepp is going to get range, it looks like, on both of those Pokemon. The worst possible thing that can happen is missing range on Drowsy into a Thrash disable, and then you just sit there for 4 or 5 turns while you get smashed with Confusion. All right. Looks like steppehaan is not too far behind Teppich there.
So yeah, the first junior trainer has just a Gold Beam, which is always a kill with Trash. So Teppich is going to start with Misty right now. Hopefully we see a good Starmie here. Because yeah, this fight has always been bad.
I would say most runners, especially when they're starting out learning this game, most runners usually, when you're going to lose the run, you're going to lose it right about here.
Yeah, Bubble Gun crit into slow can do that for you.
Oh no!
And that happens to Teppish. Oh boy.
Oh boy.
So Teppish is actually going to have to take the wipe here because he is. There's no way for him to recover from this. And Stepper, by the way, just took out Misty. He got X defense setup, I think, or water gun. I didn't notice. And now Wheat is going to start with his Misty fight.
This is definitely, again, this has just been so exciting to watch. There have been so many lead changes in this. It definitely makes for a lot more fun to watch viewing experience, that's for sure.
Yeah, but I can imagine that Tepe hit his desk when that happened. It's really something you don't want to see, but because this loses him like 2 minutes or something like that. But if there's anyone who can bounce back from this, it's Tepe.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
So that way, actually, our Dutch friend steppehaan gets into the lead, which is really interesting because I think he was a top 3 in round 1. So, oh, and gets an encounter. That's a shame.
Oh, man.
Then we have the Mankey, so it's over half, guys.
That's yep. Yeah, no, steppehaan. No, actually, sorry, just to not to correct you there, but steppehaan was in pot 2. Going in, Irish, steppehaan, and Gunner Maniac. I was the pot 3. Gunner Maniac was the pot 1.
Okay, yeah.
But yeah, it would definitely. I mean, you know, it's way too early to really say anything. But it would be very, very interesting to see somebody come out of pot 2 to begin with. You know, and move on to the next round. That would be. I mean, it would definitely be interesting.
Yeah, also, Weed also got an encounter, which is a bit of a shame. So, Stepper still 1 trainer ahead. Yeah, second encounter was, of course, an Oddish and not a Mankey. But Oddish has proven himself really useful last night with one of the races. I think it was Drikian who was forced to get an Oddish, because he ran out of balls with the Paris.
Alright, there's Teppich. What is it? It's Pidgey.
So meanwhile, Steppen is making his way to the next scary fight in this game, being Boat Rival, which is also notoriously because, of course, that Pidgeotto is still there and it's still no sand attack.
But it only it's usually a 2-hit with Horn Attack here, as opposed to on the bridge where it's a 3-hit. So you do kind of have some options there for getting getting out of that sand attack, but oh no, it's going to be a gust. And then the other thing is that Raticate. You want to? Okay, cool. He's going to hit that Mega Punch then, and then you thrash the rest of the time. You just thrash the rest of the fight out. All right, let's take a look over at Weed here now. That we've kind of gotten out of the scary part of the fight for steppehaan. Oh, the failed sand attack. All right, cool. So that's 2 people that didn't get sand attacked there. And Weed is going to go with a horn attack here. That makes sense. I mean, he's on pretty high HP here. Probably trying to save a Mega Punch then. I don't quite remember exactly how many Mega Punches he had off the top of his head.
I have no idea as well. And DerTeppich is also going to start with bow travel. Hopefully no sand attacks here as well.
Alright, now let's see.
Get
Awesome.
double quick attack. Very nice.
Nobody's gonna get sand attacked. That's great. Now let's see, DerTeppich. Yep, gonna hit the Mega Punch. That's good. That's good. That's really the first 2 Pokemon in that fight are the 2 scariest, especially if you're at pretty low HP. All right, now up next, this is the next kind of big menuing segment here. What you're going to be doing is you're going to be kind of selling some different things out of your inventory, selling the nugget, selling the TM that you get from Brock, and you're going to be buying some combination of super potions and then 3 repels. The number of super potions you buy here is kind of depending on how safe you want to play it. I see steppehaan here is going to opt for 2. You do all that, and then you're going to be teaching Bubble Beam to your Nidoking, and then teaching Dig and Cut to your Dig friend. And then you're going to be cutting that tree down, and then we save right after the tree, and then we do the last manipulation that we're really going to see here, which is going to be the cans manipulation. So we'll see here. I know that... I mean, it's a fairly simple manipulation to pull off, but... Okay, Weed's going through his menuing.
So let's hope Steppa didn't get an IGT here.
There we go. There's a first switch, and... second switch. Awesome! And he is just going to get jammed straight on through to Surge. Surge is a pretty easy fight, all things considered, because his Raichu only knows electric-type moves and Growl. So you really can't take any damage from his Raichu. His Pikachu knows Quick Attack, but...
the real problem is
really
his Full Art right here. But Steppa actually decides to heal out of Red Bar. This Full Art knows Sonic Boom, and of course at 14 HP, that's good. And there we have the Sonic Boom.
Yep.
So actually very good call from Steppa to heal here. And gets a quick attack of the Pikachu. So that puts him in a very good position for Rock Tunnel.
That's definitely going to be... that's going to be pretty good, for sure. Because Raichu can't deal any damage here. And then we're going to get kind of the next part of the speedrunning master plan here, which is Thunderbolt, which we're going to use... I mean, we use that a lot throughout the course of the run.
Yeah, that's correct. And let's see, DerTeppich. Hopefully no 59 out of 60 here. And there we go.
Nice. Now they've all kind of separated a little bit here, but now we're kind of getting that surge to end is really when you've got some of that experience can kind of take over a little bit. There's a lot of optimizations to be made. There's a lot more choices, I think, sort of in that the back 9 of the game, if you will, than the front 9.
Yeah, that's true. And this is actually one of the first races I've seen so far where all runners are actually within let's say a minute 30 of each other after search. Usually there are more. The differences are bigger by now.
Yeah, usually there's a lot more separation. Like, I know, for instance, in my race, I totally messed up the surge cans manip, and I really just, kind of put myself way behind. So it's really nice to see just this lack of separation between the three runners. It's makes for much more watchable.
But I think steppehaan is the only one who has a real good HP setup here for red bar for the remainder. So next fight for him coming up is 4-turn trash. I think he's going to up to save there because he's not going to heal out of his red bar. 4-turn trash is called 4-turn trash girl because, yeah, the fastest way. Oh, no save.
Interesting. He may have a mega punch left, though.
Oh, okay, yeah. That's also a possibility.
Let's see here. We'll find out real quick. Yep. Okay. Yeah, he had a mega punch there. The fastest, as Frank was saying, the fastest way to get through this junior trainer here is to get a 4-turn thrash. However, you run the risk on her last Pokemon. I believe it has a bunch of stat moves. It can paralyze you. It can do.
Yeah, and of course, if
why
you
the Bellsprout is bad.
The 4-turn trash, then if you get confused, then it's just tossing a really biased bad coin. So you really don't want to see that.
Oh, you're right. No, it's the Oddish coming up.
Yeah, the Oddish has a Stun Spore and Sleep Powder?
Yeah, it has Stun Spore, it has Sleep Powder. The girl in Rock Tunnel that has the Bulbasaur and the Oddish. That's the one I'm thinking of. I got those two mixed up. We're going to go ahead. We're going to see. And Teppich just reaches 4-turn Thrash here. And it looks like Weed is actually going to try and get the Thrash in 4 turns.
Gets confused into Wrap. That's really shitty.
That's tough.
Oh, hit again.
Hit again. I didn't see if he saved here.
You really need to snap now. Oh, gets Wrap again, and that's a heal.
Oof.
I think this is the third turn he hasn't snapped yet. Okay, he got out. And now he also has a red bar set up for the other fights.
So I mean, it's not too bad.
I don't know if this was an actual strat or just sheer luck how he got out of that.
Somehow terrible luck into great luck. All right.
So,
looks like steppehaan is gonna play it safe here. We're gonna save right before it. Yeah, this was the fight I was thinking. This is the one.
Yeah,
that I got
this
mixed
is a
up
bad
with
one.
Thrash Girl. Yeah, because you have a chance not to catch range on this Oddish like that. Like that.
And he gets the pair up. I think he was up to reset here. Oh wait, no. Nowadays people get paralyzed heals, so he should be fine for now.
Oh no, he's gonna take the full restore. Interesting.
Yeah, he's full restore anyway. That's a shame. I think I would have opted to reset there.
Yeah,
and to try again.
Now that is gonna play. Now I know it seems, if you're watching, it seems really insignificant to blow that full restore there, but that means that we are gonna have to shop much further on right before Elite Four so that we can have enough full restores.
Yeah, and also besides using that full restore, Step also lost his red bar, so that's also pretty significant.
This is, yeah, Rock Tunnel is definitely, I would say, is definitely one of the more difficult portions of the game, just because, you know, you're not able to see anything. Nobody's using cheater palette. Everybody's using default palette, so it's, you know, it's a lot of memory, basically. You've just got to remember, you know, what ladder goes where and which way to go. And
Weed also missed range on the Oddish, but he got a poison powder. DerTeppich also missed range, but he got paralyzed as well.
so we're gonna kind of see how this plays out here.
Yeah, DerTeppich's getting all the shitty RNG right now. But he gets the crits on the Bulbasaur, okay.
So, I mean, could be worse.
So we are going to see DerTeppich para-healing off in a second, I guess. In
Okay,
the same
yep, you
repel
did
menu, yeah.
That's actually not a terrible idea there, just kind of incorporating that into your... Because you got a menu for repel anyway.
So I guess we're going to see now how much red bar actually matters, because I guess wheat is going to make up a bit compared to steppehaan now.
And there we go. That's again another lead change here, potentially.
Yeah, that's going to take a bit before that happens, or even if it happens.
Again, this is, yeah, the pretty much everything past Surge, I would say this is the really interesting part of the game, because it's interesting to see just kind of the choices some of the different runners make here.
So, meanwhile, Step is going to make his way up to the round connecting to Saffron, I think. No, he's going to make his way to the underground to get to
Celadon.
Oh God, I'm bad. Yeah, so Jesus,
It's cool.
I forgot how to Pokemon Red for a second. So Weed is only one full fight behind right now, and DerTeppich is following on 2 fights, so I guess it's like a minute 20 difference, or maybe a bit more.
I mean, again, as you said before, you know, there's really, even though, yeah, I mean, there is some separation here, there's not this huge amount of separation that we've been typically seeing in these other races. And I mean, there's definitely, you know, I think if DerTeppich, you know, plays really, really tight going forward, I definitely think that, you know, he can recoup some of that time, especially, you know, if Weed or steppehaan get, you know, get some bad luck like the, you know, the Viridian Gym Machoke or, you know, something like that.
Yeah. Step is going to go into the big shopping portion of the game. He's going to sell his nuggets, his Pokeballs, all of that just to buy 2 safety revives, a couple of TMs. He's going to go up for fresh water for the guard in Saffron City, and all that kind of stuff.
And then you also want to get, you also grab the soda pop to give to the TM girl so that you can get Rock Slide, because you are going to use Rock Slide a whopping 4 times before you forget it for Horn Drill. It's because it hits those Ghastlies so well. Because our sort of our bread and butter move Thrash obviously won't affect Ghost types. Yeah, this is definitely, I would say this and then the post-fly menu are definitely the 2 most sort of intense menuing portions of the game.
Yeah, exactly. This is where execution actually can save you time.
Absolutely. Just, I mean, you know, and it's just little things. It's simple little button presses or simple little, you know, I mean, pretty much anything. See, we see, you know, Step here is, you know, kind of having to do some, you know, kind of having to mess around a little bit to get the right number of X speeds. So yeah, the execution of this portion is definitely going to matter. It is so critical.
Yeah, X accuracy is of course broken in combination with horn drill, because an X accuracy actually completely removes the check of an accuracy, so that's why all runners are taking a good chunk of those. Because when accuracy checks are gone, you can just blow through the game with using horn drill.
And then you'll also use it, not as much, but there's some later fights too that it gets used for Blizzard, but again, it's pretty niche.
Yeah, exactly.
And yeah, that removing that check, your accuracy can never be lowered, so you can still get like sand attacked or something like that, and you're still guaranteed to hit.
Steppe actually having a little bit of trouble choosing his menu right now. He forgot that TMO7 was horn drill and not rock slide.
That's definitely, now this is basically what you're doing at this point too, is you're also going to be pre-arranging your menu kind of as you're going up and down to put those X accuracies that you talked about up at the top of the inventory, because we're just going to be accessing them so much. The less that we have to scroll down to get to those X accuracies, the more time we're going to, you know, kind of wind up saving in the long run. And it looks like Weed and DerTeppich are almost...
Yeah, there's like a 4-second difference between the two. DerTeppich actually taking back up the first place, only 25 seconds behind steppehaan now, so this race is really close right now.
Really close. And I mean, this has been, just as a commentator, an absolute treat to watch this race. Just, you know, watch these three runners that are, I mean, they're all really good.
Alan, Steppe has been in the lead since, what was it, Vermilion? So, must have been a very long 5 minutes you haven't watched.
Yeah, I was about to say, that's a little bit more, like 30 minutes. Yeah, DerTeppich is definitely closing here, though. He's now, you know, DerTeppich went from being, you know, fights back from steppehaan to now being Pokémon back from steppehaan, so...
Yeah, DerTeppich just breeds this game, especially when it comes to race strats, so...
Absolutely. That's,
And Weed got knocked back into red bar, so he's going to have a little bit faster fights right now.
Yeah, I always thought it was weird that, you know, when you're red barring, like the cry of most Pokemon sounds like a ghastly. I don't know, I thought it was weird. Alright, ooh, over under, 1.5 rock slide misses.
That's a tough one. I'm gonna say over.
I mean, I hate to say it, but I'm gonna say over too. I know in my race, I just had this sequence that was absolutely terrible. It was rock slide misses, and then getting hit by Confuse Ray, to getting paralyzed by Lick. It was terrible.
It sounds like the optimal red experience.
Woo! Yeah, you don't know Pokemon Red until you've just been absolutely annihilated with just some of the worst RNG that you can imagine.
So, DerTeppich still maintaining... Steppe is still maintaining a 25-second lead onto DerTeppich and like a 30-second lead onto a weed, so we're going to see if the rockets might make a difference here. And still no rock slide miss for steppehaan. Very nice.
That's been pretty good. Oh, there we go. There's our first one.
Ooh.
Fortunately, it was a Nightshade, though, so it's not that bad. Nightshade that's fine.
And there you see steppehaan actually getting rid from rock slides and replacing it with horn drill. And so, because this isn't classic, we can just use a Pokédoll to escape from the Marowak Ghost, and we don't need to do that stupid detour by Cerulean, Celadon City for the Silscope.
Which it's really interesting. Before I even started speedrunning Pokemon Red, I actually knew about that Pokédoll thing that you could do, because when I was a younger kid and I was actually playing this game, like when it was in stores, I got on the internet and all the crazy stuff that you could read on the internet about the Pokemon Red games. I'm sure you remember some stuff like Pika Blue and just all these crazy things. And they're like, yeah, you could totally use a Pokédoll on that ghost and just skip the whole Rocket hideout in the game corner. I was like, okay, cool. That was the only one, other than Missing No, of course, that wasn't just totally made up.
Yeah. So this is a place where we are actually going to see some T-Bolt interaction for all the Zubat and Golbat in here. So right now I think the lead is still the same, because people didn't have any problems right now.
This is alright. And again, yeah, Weed and Teppich are neck and neck here.
And steppehaan is only one Pokemon ahead right now, so
this has definitely been interesting. I will say that. So this is gonna be the first X accuracy and Horn Drill kind of come in, just because there's nothing that we really have in our move set with Nidoking at this point that will really cleanly handle both of those Pokemon. So we just use Horn Drill here because it's the best solution.
So yeah, this is basically a part in the run where the runners are just going to make their way through. No gym badges in here for a while, because after this the runners are going to make their way to Silscope. To Sylvan Co. Incorporated, there is that.
Oh man, and Teppich and Weed are basically synced up again, but they're going to go with a little bit different moves here on this Raticate. And it looks like steppehaan's going to come out first with the flute there.
Oh, a little bit of mismenuing by steppehaan.
I mean, yes, we never really talk about your fly friend. We only talk about your dig friend, but... So now we're gonna heal here. The reason that we heal here is so that we can just keep digging back to Celadon City after everything, because we're gonna, as Frame said, we're going to not have a lot of gym badges for a while, and then they're gonna come in bunches. I mean, we're gonna get pretty much the rest of them back to back to back.
So yeah, the difference between Wheat and Teppich right now is 3 seconds. After Flute and Step is like 50 more seconds ahead. So the lead is closing up a little bit, but we're going to see what Sylph brings.
Absolutely. Now the real wild card in Sylph, obviously we're gonna see if anybody's gonna try to go for Sylph Bar. The other one that's kind of underappreciated, I think, a little bit is the Arbok here. Can be a real wild card for speedrunners.
I see Wheat saying it's time. Is he going to go for Red Bar?
Ooh.
Because I wouldn't really do it in their place, because right now their times are still somewhat solid, so they can still go for a good time, and I don't know if it's worth it to take the risk to go for Sylph Bar right now.
Yeah, I don't know about that. Okay, and see, that's exactly what I was talking about there.
Actually went for the Red Bar setup, but he got paralyzed. Let me refresh stream real quick. So here we see Teppich and Steppa both starting with the rival fight, and let's see what it brings. Pidgeotto became a Pidgeot by now, so so here we see a sand attack on steppehaan, but that really doesn't matter just because of the X accuracy, completely removing the accuracy check, so Horn Drill is of course still going to hit. And we are looking at a triple tie right now, all runners being on the Pidgeot, so that's interesting.
Well, again, this has just been so, neck and neck. We've gone from, minutes ahead to seconds ahead. So it's definitely just, definitely good to watch in that regard. Interestingly enough, so Weed is going to go for the X Special instead. It looks like we are going to try to do that Sylph Bar setup here.
So healing out here and hopefully... Oh. Bump miss. So Bubble Beam for a retry. Hopefully no crit.
No crit on Pump. Yeah, that's...
Oh, he got a crit.
Oh,
Fuck.
He got the crit on Pump.
That's a shame. So yeah, this is the bad part of Red Bar setup. That just... Yeah, that's brutal. Because now Weed is going to have to take the wipe here. Because I don't think he has the revives left. Oh, he did have revive, but of course, Pump hits again.
Yep. Oh my gosh, that's crazy.
Yeah, the shopping revives are now all gone, so I expect we to pick up the Geo revive later.
Yeah, we'll have to see here. All right, yeah, this is definitely. I mean, this is definitely interesting. I'll say that much.
Weed burning through his items now, desperately still trying to get that Red Bar back. And I think he's in right now.
I think he will get it back. Yep, because he's going to KO the Growlithe now. I mean, we'll definitely see if all that time is going to be made up for by Red Bar, I guess.
I can tell you it won't.
That's
much.
Kind of the difficult thing about doing these races is that you can't see the other racers in real time, so you just kind of have to hope.
Yeah, I assume those guys still have live split up so they can see where their opponents are. I don't really know if Weed has enough X items left now, because he did really burn through a lot. So
let's see, he's got 3 specials. I didn't see how many speeds. 2 speeds?
Weed doesn't have the max eater, so OON gets killed by the Bone Club. Meanwhile, the other racers have defeated Giovanni, so they can make their way up to Palatine to start their gym grind. Oh wait, no, first Fuchsia City. Whoops.
No, you're good. You're good. Yeah, we gotta get that boom first.
Yeah.
Alright, and yeah, steppehaan and DerTeppich are again pretty close. Interesting.
Steppehaan is going to go to the Mart again.
Probably get some more X items?
I guess so.
Yep, okay, yeah, if he's going to that counter, he's getting X items.
Oh, picking up 2 more specials. Okay.
Specials. Okay, so that'll put DerTeppich back in the lead again.
Yeah, so after the Misty Death, DerTeppich is just back in the lead.
Now it's the hidden rare candy. Awesome. Very, very clean by DerTeppich. Then we're going to get that PP up for Horn Drill here. Again, very, very clean. We've got Weed still back on Giovanni. We've got steppehaan just finishing up with Snorlax here. So, yet again, the lead changes hands. All right, and it looks like we're having a little technical difficulty with Frame's internet here. So I'm gonna be taking over the broadcast solo until we can get Frame back online here. Definitely starting to see that separation now that I didn't think that we were gonna see beforehand. We'll see here. So steppehaan, he's just getting in. This is the last really kind of big menu that we do here in the game. We teach Earthquake. We use a PP up on Horn Drill. That's pretty much the last kind of big menuing thing here. Thank you guys in the chat. I appreciate your support. Again, we'll see here what happens with Frame's internet. Is that the true drama now in the race? Maybe. I think the real drama here is Can steppehaan catch Teppich at this point? I mean, there are definitely some scenarios. There's definitely some situations where that could happen. We could have some issues with juggler number 2 there. His hypno. I mean, I'm going to be honest. That hypno really separates the men from the boys.
Okay, there we go. I'm back.
Oh, we're back. Frame's back. All right. Don't worry, man. I was stalling. Really just talking about the drama here in this race. I'm giving the people what they want.
Well, honestly, drama-wise, this has still has been an okay race, I guess. So, Teppich actually being the first to get into the gym. Honestly, he's playing really, really well right now. Because he was in a real bad position after Misty. But he bounced back like a champ.
Absolutely, absolutely. And that's sort of kind of where you start to see all of Teppich's race experience take over. Yeah, we kind of got a bad shake early on in the game, but how do we make that up in the late game? That's kind of where that decision making really comes in. It comes in after Surge. Really, everything up to Surge, it's very, very linear. It's very, very kind of predetermined. There's a couple of small choices that we make, but primarily, it's pretty linear. After that, though, there's definitely there's a lot of options.
So yeah. So our runners actually need to get under 80 HP to be in explosion range of Koga. So I think Teppich was already in there, and so is Steppa? Or does he still need to take a hit?
Let's take a look here. We'll see. Now, the only thing I'd be worried about with Teppich here is juggler number 2. No, steppehaan is in that range already.
Okay.
Yeah, that hypno, I mean, I absolutely agree. That hypno is... Oof, it's no joke. Now, we'll see here. This is... And again... Earthquake, yeah, the reason it's so sketchy is because Earthquake isn't always a clean one-hit KO. But it's actually going to be okay.
Yeah, actually, I don't know if you remember, does SLweed still have another Pokemon alive? Because I know his Paris might be. Either his Paris or his Fly Slave. I'm sure his Squirtle is dead, but...
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure, to be honest.
But that, of course, matters if you use Boom Strats on Weezing. Otherwise, if you explode, you just lose.
I believe. Yep. Okay,
Oh,
he does. He has a
one.
Spearow left, so he's good. He can use Boom Strats then. Yeah, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, it was because I saw it in chat. It was actually a really good question because I wasn't sure either.
All right. There we go. There's that nice earthquake on coughing. All right, now let's see here. Now, as long as this isn't a crit with confusion, steppehaan's going to be good there. And,
let's see. First turn explosion. It's very nice.
Yep, and then, yeah, we're just going to feed an elixir, and Nidoking's going to go to sleep for a while. So, overall, not too bad, not too bad. Alright, Teppich making his way out of the gym here.
So yeah, here you see the Boom Strats just reviving out of your death using the rare candies back into Red Bar.
Now, another thing that may come into play here, we did have some wipes, but I don't believe we had any XP splits. That's definitely one thing that you gotta...
We haven't.
We had them?
We haven't, so
okay.
No. 0 splits.
Okay, yeah, because that's one thing that you gotta take into account. is those splits, because if you mess up your XP splits, Sabrina will punish you for that.
So yeah, now you're going to see Teppich making his way towards Cinnabar Island to get the secret key to unlock Blaine's gym.
But he's not actually gonna do Blaine's gym, which when I started like actually running this game, I thought was really weird. I was like, why do we go all the way to Blaine's gym and then not do Blaine's gym? So we can beat up on other stuff and gain the speed tiers.
Might want to point out as well that Weed actually died, so he had to revive again.
Oh my goodness.
So now he can't use the explosion strats because his bird is dead.
Now his bird is dead, so he can't boom here. Fortunately, he has enough earthquakes left, so that's not... it's not the end of the world.
I think Earthquaking Whizzing is 2-hit, but I'm not 100% sure. So doesn't kill, I read in chat? Okay. So yeah, this is going to cost Weed some big time.
Definitely, yeah, time that he can ill afford. All right, and then doing a little bit of last little bit of menuing here, get some strength, get some blizzard. And Weed is gonna beat Koga.
So yeah, that cost Weed a little bit of time, but he's still alive.
Yeah. It's I mean, it's definitely unfortunate that we wound up having to revive yet again, and then we don't have another Pokemon to use boom strats. Teppich is taking some extra rare candies here, which I find kind of interesting.
Yeah, Weed is in a real awkward position right now. Also because I don't think you hit the center anymore, so he's probably going to have to PC heal his bird for Lorelei in E4.
Yeah, that's
because he, of course, or he can decide to YOLO Lorelei if he really has huge balls.
Yeah. I mean, he could full restore and try to face tank the Aurora Beam, but again, still, that's not. Yeah, that's rough.
So meanwhile, Teppich is just starting the gym grind, beginning with Erika, which is actually a real easy gym, so I don't expect to see many time changes here until Black Belt's in Geo's gym.
Yeah, Black Belt that dude is sketchy. No matter where you're at in the run, no matter how good you're doing, what your time is, you always save before that guy. Pretty much every other spot. Obviously not the manipulations, but pretty much every other spot in the game, all the saves are optional, more or less. But the one that you have to save in front of is that Black Belt. Because he has a very decent chance to one-hit KO you there.
Yeah, if the Machoke decides to use Karate Chop, you're basically done. I think I've seen it happen 3 times in a row to Barbed Wire, so hopefully that's not going to happen today to any of the runners.
Whew, seriously, that's... Oof.
So now DerTeppich is going to do a little bit of Pokemon trivia, while Step is going to take on Erica, and Weed's still going for his secret key. So yeah,
Pokemon.
basically.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Yes. Yeah, I wasn't going to say anything, so go ahead.
I mean, Pokemon trivia. That's a really funny way to say carpal tunnel.
Okay, yeah, fair enough.
I don't know why. Like, this is the part in the run that my hands start to cramp up so bad because you're just smashing the button. Alright, interestingly enough, yeah, Weed is kind of electing to do a bunch of menuing all into one here.
Yeah, his menu is a little bit distorted from what he's used to because of all the stuff that has happened to him.
All the stuff, man. I mean, at this point, you know, when things go according to the plan of the run, where the stuff is in the menu is fairly automatic, like you kind of know where it is. But when stuff goes off the rails a little bit, you actually have to read what's where in the menu. Alright.
So now we're going to see if Weed is going to try and shave off Red Bar back from the Victory Bell. Which is a strat you don't see a lot, because usually if Koga goes bad, you just, yeah, kill off your attempt and try again. So let's see what happens. Does that NPC after you defeat her, does she always turn up? It's the first time I noticed it on Weed's screen.
Yeah, that's... I don't know. Honestly, I can't say I've ever looked that hard. Let's see. Yep, it looks like that's what we're going to do. We're going to try to get
let's see
Red
what
Bar
happens. Stall out using the Poké Flute. Oh, we got the sleep powder.
Well, that's... Whew. Oh no, another sleep powder!
Is Victory Bell locked into sleep powder now?
What? That is a third sleep powder.
That's 4. But sleep powder can hit. This is really bad.
That is really bad. Okay, there we go. There's a Razor Leaf crit.
Okay.
Whew!
Yeah, what? I was starting to wonder. I wasn't really sure.
Because I know,
you
like,
don't
I
see
know
that
in
a
Gen
lot.
1, like, Pokemon just based on, like, typing and stuff can lock into some moves.
So let's see on the Vileplume. Oh, Blizzard Miss. And the Pedal Dance. Oh.
Oh no.
That's a death.
Yep.
Because
oh boy.
So luckily enough,
man.
money doesn't matter, but this is of course another major time loss for Weed.
That's oof. Alright, it looks like Teppich is going back to the well here for some more X items. Post Blaine, and it looks like pre-Erica here.
Which is actually interesting. I don't know, because Steppe took the stairs while DerTeppich is using the elevator. I don't really know which one is faster, but...
This is actually getting pretty interesting between Steppe and Teppich here.
Yeah, because just like that, Steppe is back in the lead, entering Sabrina's
seemingly out of nowhere. Wow, now that's some quality drama right there.
So we actually earthquaking the Vileplume this time, just so he doesn't have to see that Blizzard miss again.
Oof. Okay,
And also, Steppen is still in red bar while Teppich had to heal out, so Steppen is actually going to take a tiny bit of lead here while making his way through Sabrina on the way to Geo.
That's I mean, that is definitely, I have to say, that's an unexpected development. I really did not see that coming. So now, I mean, barring...
Wait, Sabrina also turns up? What is this? I've never seen this before.
I know Sabrina turns up sometimes. I think it's just totally random about whether or not they actually do it.
Funny.
Alright. steppehaan, he's heading for the real difference maker here, and that is going to be Karate Guy's Machoke there. That is...
Yeah, black belt is scary.
Oof.
Not for... Teppich is not going to save for black belt just because he's not in red bar anymore. So he's just fine if he gets Karate Chop. Doesn't matter for him.
I mean, it's definitely not the end of the world. Is it going to be, though, enough to, kind of make up the time in between the two of them? Because there's a very, razor-thin margin in between these two guys. Oh, man. Alright, here comes the save.
Let's hope we don't see a Karate Chop here.
Alright, like a leer, something like that, as long as it's not a Karate Chop, man. Oh boy.
So, like I said, Teppich not saving for black belt just because of that. Oh, a leer. Very
yep,
well.
There's a leer. That's good. That's way good.
So Steppen is just going for it.
Yeah. Absolutely just gonna smash his way through the Karate
I like the
Guy.
underdog in this race being ahead. I like it a lot.
That's awesome. That's awesome, man.
And meanwhile, Weed is cleaning up on Blaine, so he can make his way to Sabrina soon. But I'm afraid he's out for the race.
I mean, yeah. As much as I hate to say it, this is definitely this small degree of separation between steppehaan and Teppich is definitely interesting. steppehaan did manage to grab a whole bunch of time ahead of Teppich because he didn't need to heal out of red bar. So I mean, could that be the deciding factor in the race? I don't know, but it's definitely coming down to the wire.
So when with a tiny difference they both enter the fight. Geo can't be really scary because it doesn't really have a way to kill you, unless you of course decide to Gen 1 miss your earthquakes.
Yeah, and you know what? I was gonna say something, not even gonna say it. Because I have jinxed way too many people in this race already, so I'm gonna keep that to myself. Oh, that's awesome. steppehaan is gonna get that range on that blizzard though. That's good. Okay, and Teppich here I see he's gonna try to get back into red bar range by Thunderbolt stalling on Nidoking.
Oh, he gets the trash. Just right out of red bar, so this one should knock him right into an uncomfortable HP. There we go.
There it is.
So that stall is going to give Steppen a little bit more of lead, making his way out to the last rival fight before champion, of course.
I mean, I definitely. Again, this is far and away.
Teppich actually dodged a bullet there by freezing the Rhydon when missing range, because of course, otherwise the Rhydon could have attacked him.
Yeah, it's even though steppehaan is taking this lead, and he's kind of growing this lead a little bit, it still really is anybody's game because some crazy stuff can happen in the Elite Four.
Yeah, E4 can make or break your run.
Definitely, you've got the things that really jump out at me. Agatha sucks. I hate Agatha more than anything in the world ever.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure a lot of people agree with you there.
That is, I mean, I have been on so many fantastic, like, oh man, I'm gonna hit PB or I'm gonna beat PB, or you know what I'm saying, something like that. And then I hit Agatha and just something horrible happens. I get confused, right, and put to sleep, and so I hate Agatha. I hate Agatha so much, so much.
So yeah, actually something else to talk about is that the pace of these guys right now is not the best either. We're probably going to be looking at a 1-5-6 winner. So pace is actually going to matter for placement, and round 2 hasn't been the fastest right now. It's even looking like round 2 is going to be slower than round 1 right now on average. Yeah. So that's actually something to take into account right now.
Yeah, that's definitely, I mean, no, I totally agree with you. It also seems to be, though, of the very, the couple of round 2 races that I've tuned into, I feel like RNG, though, has also been a lot worse in round 2, it feels like.
Yeah, of course. People who are in round 2 really know how to play this game.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Looks like they're trying to figure out the average time in the chat here. I'll tune back in when we figure out, because they're trying to say that round 1 had a better overall average time than round 2. So I don't know.
So let's see if we're going to get some swag builder action in Victory Road. I don't think steppehaan is going to do it just because of the fact he is ahead.
Yeah, it's I don't know, and I would describe his lead as existent but not comfortable. Now keep in mind one thing, if you remember way back, steppehaan had to use that full restore. He's used his full restore. I don't believe that DerTeppich has used that full restore.
Yeah, but they can pick up a safety full. steppehaan can pick up the safety full restore just before leaving Victory Road.
Okay.
And meanwhile, Weed is cleaning up on Geo. Excuse me.
Oh no, you're all good. Yeah, Weed's not gonna catch that range, but he's gonna get fissured, so it's not the end of the world. I don't even think fissure can't even hit you, right?
No, because the Nidoking is faster than the Rhydon.
Yeah, Gen 1 is weird. Oh, and just like that, DerTeppich is gonna creep into the lead here a little bit. With some good execution on the boulder push there.
That's actually really interesting to see that DerTeppich has been knocked in and out of the lead so many times now.
This is definitely, I mean, and again, I know I keep coming back to it, but it really just speaks to that race experience, man. That's, I mean, it's invaluable. I see him all the time on Speedruns Live. All the time I see him.
Yeah, DerTeppich is like the king of SRL right now, I think. Whew. Or is it still Araya? I don't know.
Alright. We're going to see here now. Again, Step is behind. So Step basically Step did the exact same thing that I did in round 1. Accidentally walked outside and went, crap, the boulder reset, so I gotta push the boulder back onto the button to get the door open, but then didn't realize that the door is just still open.
Yeah,
when you initially push the boulder.
a bit of raise nerfs maybe.
Yeah. No, this is definitely, when you're talking about a speed run, I mean that's, over, an hour and a half long. Definitely those mental mistakes are gonna happen. You just you never know.
See. So right now it's just boulder pushing their way to the Elite Four. So nothing interesting is really happening right now.
Now I mean, a lot of boulders are being pushed. That's about the long and short of it here. And meanwhile, over at Weed, he has just defeated the Victory Road rival here, and he is going to be making his way towards Victory Road.
Here you see DerTeppich actually picking up the full restore I was talking about a bit earlier.
That's definitely a pretty good idea. We're going to see, let's see what steppehaan chooses to do. Yup, he's going to grab the full restore as well. Okay. Now we're going to put away some Pokemon here to save some time during the end credits. Not the end, but the Hall of Fame portion. Interesting. I did not see steppehaan bank his Pokemon.
Yeah, that's a bit fast. It's a bit slower in the end, but it's a bit more safe because you 100% sure lose a Pokemon here on Lorelei. So if he dies, he can still revive off his other slaves.
We can definitely.
If DerTeppich dies, it's just over.
Yeah, that's. This is a great. I really love because Rest is a psychic type move. He's always going to try to use Rest on you turn 2. So we can very, very safely predict what's going to happen here if we sack the flyer.
Yeah, and that spare turn we get is just enough to set up an Exacracy and to Horn Drill your way through Lorelei.
And again, this is really just a button smash portion now. steppehaan is like, I don't even want to say he's one Pokemon back. I want to say he's like a half Pokemon back.
Yeah, of course you have to take into account that he will lose some time when submitting to the Hall of Fame. So it's safe to say that DerTeppich is a good bit ahead right now. So we see the elixir to replenish on our horn drills. DerTeppich actually saved on Bruno just to take that little bit of precaution for the small portion that he can actually do kill you, so while Stepper just went right in.
Yeah, I mean, there's a teeny. Yeah, usually he's gonna use X defend or something like that.
Oh, here we see a slam. Luckily, no crit.
Slam crit would have been it. That could have been a little dicey.
So yeah, the decision of this race is probably going to fall on Lance or Champ.
That's kind of what you want to see in the race.
Yeah, or of course Agatha. Yeah, of course. I'm sorry.
She could. I mean, she could just totally screw.
I'm feeling two very good Agatha fights coming up right now.
This is definitely going to be exciting here. But first, we got to get through Agatha, though.
Stepper didn't have any super potions anymore, so he was forced to use a full restore here.
That's a little bit interesting that DerTeppich is going to use the candy there. It's to get the. Is it to get the speed on the second Gengar?
Yes. That way you always outspeed the second Gengar.
Okay, starting with the Confuse Ray there. And
Yeah,
then
you want to see
steppehaan.
Blizzard hit the range, and Steppa hits it. Very
Ooh,
nice.
Step is ahead. However, Steppa doesn't outspeed that Gengar. That could be problematic.
Weed actually got a little bit of flatter troll while trying to get full restore. Let's see if he's going to deposit or just take all his mons with him to E4. Oh, he's going to deposit.
Yep, we're gonna deposit there. Okay, here we go. All right. Well, Gengar's gonna derp out and use Dream Eater, but Teppich and steppehaan are synced. Just kidding. No, they're not. Oh man.
So now we're going to make our way to Lance. And this guy is just absolutely awful. He can kill a good base run just like that.
Absolutely. Okay. Gonna ether up Horn Drill here, so we're gonna do that before the rival fight. Everybody's saving. Good idea. Everybody's saving. Weed is choosing to face tank the Aurora Beam there. But I mean, yeah, he's at full HP, so he doesn't really need to sack anything.
Yeah.
Alright. Man, oh man. We're starting this Lance fight. The two leaders here are just within frames of each other. Okay, Hydro Pump, let's see what happens.
No crit, hopefully. Oh, very well. Stepping on that 60 HP to take the race home right now.
Ooh.
With the red bar.
steppehaan got a miss on the Hydro Pump. So that is going to put him a Pokemon ahead now.
Yeah, but red bar is going to wipe out the difference.
That's true, that's true.
So unless Pidgeot trolls really hard, it looks like it's safe to say that we might know our winner now. But of course, Champ still can screw you over big time.
It's Gen 1, anything can still happen. I mean,
Yeah,
unless we get trolled super hard with a turn 1 Sky attack against rival, I think Teppich is going to take this by a matter of seconds.
Yeah, Teppich is, of course, has to save, while Steppa can just go for it.
Yeah, I can just run straight in.
Because he's still at full HP.
Now we're gonna see here. Let's see if we see some trolling shenanigans. This is, I mean, I don't mean to be that guy, but I mean this is it right here. If he gets a Sky attack, that's.
So let's see. Battle animations are back. Oh, gets Sky attack
my
turn
God.
1. He's going to have to heal out of this.
Attack. So let's see here.
So let's see, what did Steppa get? Oh, gets the Whirlwind. So it's GG for Steppa, but this is going to be really close, I think.
Oh.
Because now it's all going to come down to the 4 difference, but I think Teppich still should take the win here.
That's, I mean, yeah, that's, whew. I don't
think Teppich wins by slaves, yeah.
I don't know. This is definitely, I mean, it's not a situation I've seen before. I don't know how much more time you lose for having the 4.
I think it's a difference of like 10 to 12 seconds.
Really? Is it that much? Because
I think it was quite a lot, yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Hall of Fame goes slow as hell too.
Meanwhile, Weed is getting a bit trolled by Agatha, getting on the confused.
Absolutely, yeah. Just getting.
So there you see Steppe defeating the champ. DerTeppich still gets the level up.
Yeah, I think this is gonna be DerTeppich here. Yeah, they're just, if they do lose that full, I mean, even if they just lose as few as 5 seconds, DerTeppich I think is still gonna take it.
Yeah, I also think.
Yeah.
But this race is way closer than I expected.
It was awesome. This was definitely an absolute blast to watch.
So here they are entering the Hall of Fame.
All right, let's see how much of a difference it makes.
I think Steppe even PB'd with this race.
He may very well have.
I thought he had like a 157, but
hang on, you know what? I'm gonna check speedrun.com really fast.
oh, he has a 155 according to Uriah. I haven't seen it.
155? Okay.
So here you see DerTeppich finishing up the race first.
Yep.
Just because of that slide. Oh, it's going to be like an 8-second difference, I think.
Yeah, let's see here.
157.01 and 157.09. Oh, just a 10.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be 157.10. Yep. Wow, 9 seconds separating these two racers.
Yeah. This is really exciting. This was a real good race. I think if you can send them the invite for the Discord in the race channel, so we can drag them in here while Weed is finishing up on Champ.
Yeah, absolutely. Let me get that invite sent out here.
Hello.
Oh, there we go. There's steppehaan.
There's Steppe. Steppe, congratulations on the race, man. Jeez, that was close.
Oh man, if I didn't make all those mistakes that I made, then oh man, unbelievable. I beeped up my my item management. I accidentally bought 2 revives instead of 1, and that messed up my whole money. And then I was like,
so that's why I went back. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay, yeah.
I wasn't sure why you had to go back for the additional like specials.
Yeah, I missed money for the X specials, so I was like, okay, when do I have to go and get the X specials and stuff? And then, and then the Rocket Death in Mount Moon. I was so nice ahead at that time. I was like, yeah, let's go. And then, Rocket. And then yeah, unbelievable.
Yeah.
And then I watched. Yeah.
Oh no, sorry. Go ahead, Steph.
Oh, and I watched the stream, like at Sabrina, and I thought, okay, DerTeppich should be now 2 minutes ahead of me, because I had no idea what happened to him. I think he had some terrible RNG as well, because he should have gotten a much better time. So usually with his skill. So I was like at Sabrina, I was like,
had to go back to shop. So you actually were You actually were in the lead starting from Misty all the way up to Post-Rock Tunnel even, I think.
Yeah.
I think you only lost your lead in Sylph Co even, so... But DerTeppich also took a death on Misty and he was so far behind, but he played really well to recover from this. And meanwhile we see Weed getting crit by Skytag Pidgeot.
Oof.
Almost for game
Oh wow, that's so unlucky.
That's so unlucky.
This race was like so many bad things, but also to the other racers. Like, how's
actually first I died to Brock, then I died to Misty. I also died to Blaine somehow because I didn't exact. I played so bad.
No way! Oh, that's
I died
that's
to
awful,
Stomp from Ponita.
How?
And then
Oh, you missed an
after
attack.
after I revive, he potioned on Ponita with full HP.
Oh man, that's terrible.
But Steppy,
That
you
is-
know you don't
Huh?
need to push the first boulder again when you go out of the victory road.
Oh,
Accidentally.
no, I didn't know. That's why I've lost. That's what you're saying?
Yeah.
Oh man. Oh no, I didn't know that, man. Yeah,
no,
that's
Steph-
also like, yeah.
Oh no, the boulder thing. I was just gonna say that's exactly what I did in the race. Not that it mattered, but yeah, I did that exact same thing. I mean, you just kind of panic. You're so used to, you walk out the door, everything resets.
Yeah, well, like I've never had this before, so I didn't know. Now I know for the next time if it accidentally happens, then I can just go on. But oh well.
Yeah,
And then-
meanwhile,
What a race.
Weed is finishing up on Champion, so I guess he'll be joining us very soon as well.
And then at the end, let Hall of Fame decide.
Yeah, the slave
that was
decided.
really exciting, man. But well, I knew I had an extra slave, so I was like, okay, you're too close behind me, so that I
For
can.
me,
win.
I was happy that I remembered that my Pidgey was dead, that I deposited my Pidgey.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, this was
Oh.
real. I think this was the closest race we've had so far, so
I was like all the way tied with Weed, and then he decided to go for Silver somehow. I don't understand. I mean,
Yeah,
if he wouldn't go for
Silver.
Silver, he would maybe win.
really threw him off. And then in Koga it all went so hard to shit for him.
Yeah, it went pretty sideways on Koga there.
Oh yeah.
Didn't get the explosion off because he had to revive on the Hypno, so his slave was dead, so he couldn't win. So he had to Earthquake the Wheezing.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. I feel that I've thrown this race, but on the other hand, we all had so much terrible stuff. It's like, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know.
winning with a 1.570 in round 2, I don't think many players expected to see that still, so...
I didn't expect that, no. But well, so after my search, I was like, okay, this is like I can get a 154 now, and then maybe I have a good second place chance, And then I saw I was ahead, and I was like, okay, fine, let's go, and maybe I can still win this. And then all this, all this thing happened. But what happened all to SLweed? I'm curious.
Yeah,
It's Silver.
He has a 202, and he can do much better than that.
he tried to
Silvar-
do Silvar, that went
Yeah.
really bad.
Oh yeah.
He
Oh.
burned, he had to revive twice, I think?
Yeah, twice.
Twice.
And then he had to
What?
reset. I'm pretty sure he had to reset because he got bone clubbed.
Yeah, he
Oh.
got Bone Club, so he had to reset on Giovanni. I think he got... Because in Koga's gym he got Confusion or Headbutt crits, I don't know which of the two. So he died to the Hypno. Yeah, he just... And because he died to the Hypno, he didn't have Bird, so he couldn't do Boom strats. Then he tried to get Red Bar of the Victory Bell. That worked, but then the Vileplume killed him because he missed Blizzard, so yeah, it
What?
was not
really-
the greatest
yeah.
time for Wheat. Yeah,
Oh,
it happens.
Mm. Damn.
Thus
Well,
far in this
I am-
tournament, Silfbar has
Yeah.
proven to be a fickle mistress.
Yes, and still the 156 is cursed for me. I don't know about all the other players, but for me it is still cursed.
Just
Even
go for
now,
the 155.
I thought I was gonna get it. Yeah, next race I go for 155.
Oh, Weed is in here. Welcome, Weed.
What's up?
Yo. Hello. Yeah. Well,
At
what
least
to
I
say,
finished.
huh? Yes.
I don't know. There's nothing I can say
Respect.
about that.
Respect for not forfeiting.
Yeah, exactly. I'm happy you finished the run.
Well, you got punished for Silfbar. You got punished.
Yeah,
Why you went for it, to be honest?
I don't
yeah,
know.
why
but
you went
you
for it.
really didn't have to go for it. You were in a good position.
Yeah, I mean,
Well-
at that point in the race, everybody was practically synced at that point. Going into the rival fight, and then that was sort of the tipping point of the whole, where everybody kind of started to separate, was at that Sylph rival fight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Decisions.
Oh well. I hope this is gonna be enough for round 3. I am actually not
hopefully.
sure.
I think you have the second best losing time right now, so
Alright.
think you might be good. I
Yeah.
can't say
I'm
for
going
sure.
to end up in part 2, definitely. It feels so bad.
Yeah. So, Teppich versus Araya, or?
Yeah. Or
Yeah.
W guy. It's hyped.
Yeah, that's looks like they're posting the results up here right now.
Whew. What a race. Oh man.
Yeah, what a race! That was a real up and down affair there. I gotta say that.
Yeah,
That was
there
a
were
lot of fun to watch.
There were some moments I was checking the stream, and then I saw there was at one point we were all 3 very close, like in Mount Moon. We were all 3 almost at the same fighter, I think.
Yeah,
was
yeah.
like
That was
really
crazy.
close.
That changed the lead so often.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
on Brock,
Oh,
I
I
was
was-
2 minutes behind, and then after Mount Moon I was ahead again, and then on Misty I was behind again. On Koga I was ahead again. On Sabrina I was
Yeah.
behind again.
Yeah. So weird. I just wanted to ask, one moment in the stream, one of my alerts went off. Did you guys hear that in the stream? Or was at that moment Teppich accidentally music on? Because I thought I turned it off, but somehow one alert sneaked through.
Yeah, I guess we were probably listening to someone else at the point.
Oh, okay, thank God.
Was it an
Wow.
awkward alert or something?
Well, he was like...
Oh yeah, wait,
I don't
but
know.
for some reason
Yeah.
we couldn't pick up your audio in the control panel, so we haven't listened to you at all, to be honest.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, I didn't know why
fine.
it was, but yeah, doesn't matter
I don't
that
know.
much.
All right. Well, let's sit down and pray. It's gonna be enough for round 3, and then I'm excited for the next round to do it better. We'll see.
I'm hoping you're in there, man.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm actually
hope it
glad.
too.
I'm actually glad that I'm guaranteed in round 3 now because it was so close.
Yeah.
I just not make it. And
Yeah,
after
this would be
playing-
like...
Tell me.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, you
I want to
first.
say, it would really be I can't find a word, but it would really be stupid if I just miss round 3 because of this. Like because of what is it, 9 seconds or something, 8 seconds. That would be rough.
Yeah.
Uh,
And especially after a Blaine death, I would never forgive myself.
yeah.
If I'm knocked out because of a Blaine death.
Yeah, but round 2
Yeah.
RNG is brutal. I've done 2 races now and I've seen some things happening I didn't really expect, so... So yeah, guys, does anyone have to add something, or...
Oh, I just want to thank you guys for commentating. I'm gonna watch
Yeah.
the stream back tonight or maybe tomorrow evening, and then
I think this
let's
race
see what
is-
you guys were saying. Pretty fun to watch it, I guess.
Silver is a good strat and everyone should do it.
Let's go.
That's my take on it.
I think we have to wrap it up
Just
with that.
everyone should do it now so that I still have a chance to advance. Thank you.
That man has the strats. I like it.
Yeah, you heard it here, everybody. Sylph bar or nothing.
Yeah, or chicken.
Yeah,
or
silver or
Okay.
chicken. Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Thanks everybody for watching, and thanks for commentating. Thanks for raising, guys. And well, hope to see you in the next round. And
All right,
yeah,
guys.
see you guys
Thank
later.
you for the great
See you.
race. Really entertaining.
Absolutely.
And
Yes.
enjoy your evening or afternoon or whatever.
Strats.
I like it. Time zone
Yeah, you
you're
heard
in,
it here,
so-
everybody. Yeah, I don't know.
Sylph
I don't
bar
know.
or
Like, I don't know
nothing.
Dutch time, man. It's
Yeah, or chicken.
I don't know.
It's even.
Yeah,
Or
silver or
chicken.
chicken. Yeah.
okay. All right.
Yeah, it's 10:15 now.
Evening.
Ah. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Thanks everybody
right,
for
see ya.
watching, and thanks
See
for
you later.
commentating. Thanks for raising,
GGs,
guys.
bye-bye.
And well, hope to see you in the next round. And
All right.
All right,
I think
guys.
that
See you guys
pretty
later.
much
Thank you for the
wraps
great
things up
race.
here.
Really entertaining.
Absolutely. So just to once again, in case you guys missed it or anything like that, we had a very, very tight race in between steppehaan and DerTeppich. Came down to literally the last 5 minutes of the game. So it was definitely a lot of fun. RNG is terrible, and everybody should self-bar.
Okay. Picnic Boy, thank you for commentating with me.
Absolutely. Friend, it's been a pleasure.
Yeah, pleasure was all mine. All right, good night, everybody. Bye.
Good night and good luck.